Bozidar Djelic, the Deputy Prime Minister of Serbia, is in Brussels today. He's also the Minister for European Integration. That's why this morning he met up with Stefan Fuele, the Commissioner for Enlargement. Then he came down here to the Niche Representation Office, where he spoke to the EUobserver.
On Friday, the Prime Minister of Serbia, Mr. Cvetkovic, proposed to Lady Ashton a solution for crossings 1 and 31, coming back to the original mandate of EULEX, which has been instituted through a presidential declaration of the United Nations and through a mandate which actually has status neutrality in it, because EULEX has been proposed by all member states, including those that have not recognized Kosovo. I'm afraid that there are parts of the international community that are having a selective memory of what has been agreed. Above all, the fact that the 6-point presidential declaration of the United Nations has very explicitly crossings 1 and 31 as a specific situation that requires a specific solution. And so one cannot say that nothing has changed when we have a situation where Kosovar customs officials and also so-called frontier police trying to set up their base in crossings 1 and 31. That has not been agreed upon. That is not in the mandate of EULEX. Madam Merkel has clearly stated that Germany is not expecting Serbia to recognize Kosovo. What Germany is looking forward, and this is also the case of the European Commission as a whole, is to have a normalization of relations so as to allow for everyday life to be facilitated. And this is something that Serbia actually has proposed in September of last year through a common resolution with all member states of the European Union, the 22 that unfortunately recognize Kosovo, but also the 5 that haven't. And so we, in 6 rounds of the dialogue, we have been proposing solutions that we knew could be acceptable to Pristina, not only to us, and we have come to fruition on the issues of the custom stamp and also cadastre. We look forward to further movement on representation of Kosovar officials in regional fora, for instance, or in areas of telecommunication or energy.
Okay, just finally, I just wanted to ask you about drug smuggling. A lot of the heroin arriving in Europe is coming down through the Western Balkans, and I believe a lot of the guys involved in these cocaine cartels are of Serbian origin. What are you doing at the moment to crack down on that, and of course corruption as well, which you're unfortunately infamously known for?
Well, I think that we in the Balkans know what our European friends talk about when we're not in the room. And they tend to talk about those issues, and there's no reason why this should be so. Contrary to some old EU member states, the mafia is not a social tradition in our countries. It's a fact of transition, and for Serbia, the breakup of Yugoslavia, and the economic sanctions which allowed a tiny minority of criminals to get in bed with the politicians and the secret police. And here you have it. The good news is that for the last 2 years, Serbia is recognized by the American DEA, has been seen as the leader in the fight against organized crime. Every single big mafioso of Serbia is either behind jails or on the run. And in particular, the very large narco cartel of the Šarić brothers, with the ramifications as far as Uruguay, where together with the British and the American secret police, we made arrests and 2 tons of cocaine being taken away from them. Now we are making headways also by freezing and, when condemned, taking away their assets. More than 300 million euro of the assets of those gang leaders has been taken away. One villa in the city of Novi Sad is now a kindergarten. In a plot of land next to Belgrade, also taken from the mafia, we're building a flamboyant new police station. This is also a message.